What's up everyone, my name is Abby, I like to read, and today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in the month of December. So I read a total of 6 books in December. I didn't get through my entire TBR that I had planned. I think I didn't get through 2 books, but I did finish them in January, so you will hear more about those when I do my January wrap up. But okay, starting with the books that I did end up finishing in December. So I will start with the non-physical books. The first one is Lost Towers. This is the 4th book in the Shattered Kingdom series by Angelina J. Steffert. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. It's like the middle of the series. It was a little bit slow, but it did start to pick up at the end, but there's a cliffhanger, and I didn't enjoy the cliffhanger. And the whole trope of main characters being separated, I don't like it. I just want them to be together and happy, so I ended up giving it 3 stars. The next book is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I read this on the Kindle app. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I was able to read it for free, through the subscription. But I really enjoyed it. I don't normally read a lot of contemporary. I'm usually a fantasy type of girl, but I actually really enjoyed this book. Rebecca Yarros is the author who wrote Fourth Wing, so I was very excited to try her contemporary because she mainly writes contemporary. Fourth Wing was I think her first fantasy that she's written, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to pick up a lot of her more contemporary books. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I really liked it. The ending I did not expect. I actually teared up a little bit, which I don't normally cry in books, but I was tearing up a little bit. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Speaking of Rebecca Yarros, I also have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the 2nd book in the Empyrean series. The first book is, of course, Fourth Wing. You've probably heard about it. It's really popular right now. I gave this 4 stars, so 1 star less than what I rated Fourth Wing. I still really enjoyed it. I think once again, I like when the love interests are happy and together and there's no conflict and just this dream world. Obviously that's not gonna happen, that's not realistic, but just some of the fighting was a bit it felt a bit aged down a bit. You know, these people, this is a new adult fantasy, and it had some of the fighting that I just kind of felt was a little bit younger. And I just don't like miscommunication. I don't like those types of tropes. So I did go down 1 star rating from the first book, but I still really enjoyed it. I also started listening to the Fantasy Fangirls podcast, which I definitely recommend. If you like Fourth Wing, that's the book they kind of started with. But what I really like about it is, so when I read books, I'm not a very critical reader. I read for fun. I don't really analyze things, but they do, and so they go through all of the politics and the magic, and they deep dive into things, and it was really interesting. I learned a lot more about these books than I didn't know, because I didn't actually read into things and think about things. I'm a very surface level reader, so it really got me thinking, and I definitely want to start more critically reading books and taking notes and figuring out theories, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun to listen to that podcast. So yeah. The next book that I have is Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Nhan. This is the 3rd and final book in the Girls of Paper and Fire trilogy. I gave this book 3 stars, and this was a very hard book for me to give a rating to. There's a lot of controversial decisions in this book that the main characters made and got away with, and not a lot of consequences for actions, and I just didn't agree a lot with what was happening and the decisions that they made. And yeah, I don't know, I didn't like the ending. The beginning was very slow, which is so frustrating because I loved the first book. I loved it so much, but it just seemed like it was a weird place to take some of these characters and make them not only morally gray, but in my eyes doing really awful things, and then just kind of shrugging it off in the end. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. The next book I have is Aurora's End. This is the third book in the Aurora cycle by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I gave this book 4 stars. It was good. I liked the book overall. All the main characters are separated, which I don't like that trope. I want them to, once again, I want them to be together and happy, which is not realistic. But they were all separated. The premise of the book was cool. It had a cool twist, but the ending seemed very, very rushed. The conflict was just solved way too fast and like a weird way that I was like, what happened? Like, there's still part of me that's like, what happened? How did that resolve like that? It was, I don't know, it was weird. But overall, I really enjoyed this series. And the last book that I have is Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 stars. I'm enjoying these books a lot more than I like originally expected to. The beginning was a little bit slow, and the main characters are separated, which, like, I guess this was the theme of this month, is separating the main characters or the love interests that I want to be together. They were separated for a little bit, but there's a twist at the end that I did not expect. It like blew my mind, and normally I'm a person that like reads ahead. When I get like a little bored, I'll read ahead, which is a bad habit. But I hadn't read ahead, and I read this part, and I was like genuinely shocked and surprised. So that was really fun. I can't tell if there's supposed to be a love triangle in this book. It seems like it's setting it up, and then it like goes away, and then it's like maybe there's a love triangle, maybe there's not. Which honestly, I wouldn't. Okay, you guys know me, I don't like love triangles. However, this other person that could be the other point in this love triangle, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if she ended up with either of them. I honestly wouldn't mind it. I don't think it's gonna happen. But like the one book in this universe that I like wouldn't mind if like which path it went down. Like either way, I'd be fine with it. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of December. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what books you read in December, what was your favorite. Subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. The cat is by my feet and is like tickling my feet. And oh my god. The cat's not there. What was touching my feet? Oh my god. Hopefully it was like a hair or something. I don't know, I apparently have no words.